Hi, my name is Dr. Muhammad Amir Alam, graduated from University of Bradford, England. And as you know that we have a program, Future of Education in Pakistan. And today we are going to discuss about the career counseling, which is a very important issue and very important thing that every student has to face, and every student has to, to say that, look, before going to opt any particular profession. And we have a wonderful guest, Miss Amna Zaidi. Miss Amna Zaidi, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, how are you? This is Amna Zedi, and I have done my MBA from Lahore School of Economics, and I've recently done MS in Project Management as well. And I am a career counselor, and I help a lot of students and provide them pave the way because there are such moments in your life when you really need to make a big decision when you are faced with challenges to decide which route to take. And I think that's a very challenging decision to make. And as for students, when you are deciding that which career to take, which career to pursue, it's like a very difficult thing to take to decide at that time.
Thank you
And
very
as
much, Miss
students,
Amna Zaidi. So, and you are most welcome. You are most welcome in this program. So, Miss Amna, we are going to start the program. And before starting the program, I just want to share a document with you. So, here it is. And sorry, it takes time. All right. Okay. So here it is. So it is basically that first of all, we should know about that what is the career counseling and what is the career development. So your career development is a lifelong process that whether you know it or not actually started when you were born. There are a number of factors that influence your career development, including your interest, abilities, values, personality, background, and circumstances. Career counseling is a process that will help you to know and understand yourself and the world of work in order to make career, educational, and life decisions. Career development is more than just deciding on a major and what job you want to get when you graduate. It really is a lifelong process, meaning that throughout your life, you will change, situation will change, and you will continuously have to make career and life decisions. The goal of career counseling is to not only help you make the decision you need to make now, but to give you the knowledge and skills you need to make in future career and life decisions. So basically this is what the importance of career counseling and the career development, that why it is important. So Miss Amna, the first question that I have with you, that on which particular level, on which particular grade the student has to decide about his future career, please.
that's a very good question because I think we should start from this level. It is very important that at which level you start this. I like the phrase you just shared. I really like that it's a lifelong process, and I would agree to that. So the sooner the better. And if you ask me that which is the best grade, I think before you start your O levels or your matriculation level, because if you are not clear in your mind and you don't have a clear mindset and you proceed towards your matriculation or O levels, so I think that can be very difficult for you for the years to come, because if you are not clear headed in your mind what you want to achieve, like I think before O levels it's the right time that you sit with the teachers. Usually schools, reputed schools, they do have career counselors as well, so you can set up a meeting with the career counselors. You can talk with your teachers, the coordinators, and then the administrative staff, the principal, even the vice principals, all the staff are usually, they are very helpful
Samna,
towards
the
that.
question is still there, that which grade, which particular grade is the best grade that you tell to the student, that student should have a clear in his or her mind that he wants to become a doctor, engineer, lawyer, businessman, or whatever the profession. So what grade, mean to say that the primary level or in the
Okay.
secondary level? So could you please define that particular grade? Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually the secondary years. I think from class 7th and class 8, the training should start of the students.
All right,
It's
great.
not like a one-day decision that you go to, you wake up one fine morning and you think that you want to become a doctor, and then you just
Exactly.
talk to your teacher and it's done. It
Exactly.
usually takes years, months, weeks of counseling. You
All
need
right.
to meet the counselors, then you need to talk to your teachers, you need to assess yourself, where do you stand, where do you want to go, and for that I think class 7th and class 8, these 2 years your training should start like from the midst of class 7, and then it can end towards the end of 8th class, so that you are clear in your mind that which subjects you are going to pursue for your O levels or for the matriculation. So your answer is 7th and 8th grade. And
7th and 8th
if
grade.
for yeah, and I would like to add one thing more here, that if for example if you're not in such a school where you do have the facility of having a career counselor, or by some incidents if you were late in deciding and you have already chosen some subjects in O levels and you have pursued that, then in that stage, even before you start your A levels, even that is not very late. Obviously it's the sooner the better, but even you can start it before you start your A levels.
All right. Okay. So basically, that as you said, that let's suppose that student has chosen some multiple subjects. So, like for example, that he is not clear in the O level that he will become a doctor or he will become an engineer. That he has a multiple subject. You can say that bio area as well, and they chosen, and the maths area as well chosen. And after that, and when he will or she will reach into the A level, and then after that he or she can go to that particular area and can further proceed to that area. That's really good. So the one more thing which is very important, that most of the student has a kind of complaint that their parents basically compel to their children that they have to choose that particular profession or this particular profession. So what do you say about this particular thing?
That is very interesting, and quite a few students come to me and they are so confused in what area to choose, what which route to take, and then I ask them that you tell me that what do you want to become, and if I obviously it's not like a one sitting process, it's like a couple of sittings. You talk to the students, you interview them, and then I'm going to explain them in the coming questions. But if somebody, I think this is a very wrong thing, and we need to grow this from this mindset that my dadi wants that I should become a doctor, so I'm becoming a
Yeah,
doctor,
yeah,
or
yeah.
my mother wanted to be an engineer, but she couldn't because she got married, so now I am the victim, I have to become. So please, parents,
Yeah.
it's a request to all the parents who are listening me here. Please, don't compel your children that you want to be like. I have got 2 daughters, and I really want that one of the daughter become the doctor. One of my daughter becomes a doctor, but obviously I'm never going to enforce them, because it's totally their decision. It's their life. It's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong decision. So please let them decide, keeping their
All
capabilities
right.
in mind, keeping their preferences in mind.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So the one more question, Ms. Amna, that what are the different professions are
Yeah.
currently nowadays? What are the different professions that students can choose, or the students have the options to go into?
There are obviously from ages and years, there have been a couple of profession. It's not like there's only one profession. There are so many professions, and these days even Pakistan is also a growing country, and we do have seen a multiple careers there. But if we start from like basically the answer it all depends on your capabilities, your skill set,
Mhm.
what are your strengths, where do you
Mhm.
feel you can grow more, and
Mhm.
what is your area of interest. I have seen so many students saying this, that I want to go in that field which can where I can get a good job, where I can get a job of 5 figures, where I don't need to have some contact to get a job. So I
Yeah.
think when you're deciding your career, please give yourself a break, think outside the box, and just make a decision that what are the qualities that you want to bring what traits, what personality skills and traits you have, and that can match the relevant career. So there are many careers like starting off like from, if you go 50, 60, 40 years back, there were only two careers. Either you could become a doctor or you could become an engineer.
Exactly.
Those
Yeah.
students who
Yeah.
were really doing well, they were always taken like, you can become a doctor or you can become an engineer. There
Exactly.
was no
Yeah.
third option left, and arts was only for those students who were not doing well. So people
Exactly.
used to say, okay, you don't score good marks, you can do arts. So
Yeah.
now it's not the case. I've seen so many brilliant people earning so much and gaining so much fame in arts as well. So there are many fields, and before I say that which career to opt and how many careers we have, I would say that go for that career that's going to match your interests, your abilities, your capabilities, and your skill set, because there is always a gap, there's always a space at the top of each profession. If you are going to energize yourself in the skill set, you are going to get it. So stop thinking about this, that this particular profession is in fashion these days and they are going to promise you better jobs. So we have already talked about doctor, but I think if you want to become a doctor, first of all you should be mentally and committed to it. Like, you need to give your 100% to that, because it's not an easy job. Even those
Yeah.
5 years in which you are studying, you really need to work day and night. And then
Yeah.
even after, when you have become the doctor, it's not like the end of hard work, it's in fact the start of the hard work.
Exactly.
And in fact, like, you need to be very empathetic in that case, plus you need to be a perfectionist, because if you do something wrong while you're doing a surgery, there is no second time in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly
you
right.
need to be, you
Mm.
need to have a strong heart, and you need to be very hardworking. And then if
But
you think
Miss
that you want
Amna,
to become doctor,
I have seen, and I have observed that more girls prefer to go to the medical field instead of engineering. What is the reason
yeah,
behind it?
that's all right. Because if you mostly if you talk to even students, to their parents, so they think females can work in only in two professions. Either they can teach in school, or they can be good doctors, because
Yeah.
they think that these
Mm.
are the two professions that would earn respect for females. But
Correct.
nowadays it's not like that. Females are
Mhm.
working in multinationals, they're working in banking industry, they
So,
are there
as
in
you are in the
engineering.
business administration field and you are a
Yeah.
competent accountant as well, so this is a very good field for the girls as well.
Yes, this is, I was going to come to this field, that if you go towards a field of chartered accountancy,
Yeah,
you have CS, you have ACCS, then you have degrees in commerce, finance, accounting. So it's a very good field. And if you talk about the CS, it's a highly paid profession these
exactly.
days. And
Yeah,
they can literally promise you a very good salary. So if you're
yeah.
going, but for that again,
I have seen
don't,
a lot of girls in civil services nowadays.
yes, this, the number
Mhm.
is increasing. And but
Yeah,
please, if you think about the salary, don't jump into it. You really need to
all
have
right.
an aptitude for that. You need to be very,
Mhm.
very good with the numbers, with the accounting systems, and with the whole, because usually what happens when you are discussing this with the students, it happens in a series of interviews. And
Correct.
even you, sometimes you ask, there are different psychological tests also that you conduct with the students. And then you
Mhm.
see their where their mindset, where they are standing, and what are their strengths and what their weaknesses, what they enjoy, and how they can discover more about themselves. And then you do also talk to their teachers, that in which subjects they are performing better, in which subjects they have good grades. Because I've seen so many
And
students,
one more thing, Miss Amna, this
they
is
have like,
basically, I'm very sorry and that I interrupt you in between. So
no, that's
because the
perfectly fine.
question has come into my mind, because and many girls nowadays are going into the defense forces, just like
Yeah.
in army, air force, and navy, and it is really a respectable job for them. What do you
Yes,
say
it is.
about uh,
It
those
is a
professions?
very, very, very challenging area. And I
Mm,
think all,
yeah.
I think these days we should not think about the professions as male and female. We should just think about the professions because of the progress and all the things we have seen. But I think one challenge you have to make if you are coming into this defense sector is that you get postings after every 2 to 3 years. For a
Mhm.
female, when you get married, it's a bit challenging, because if your husband is also an army officer, then
Yeah,
it's perfectly fine, because you will be posted accordingly, and then the female is
exactly.
also given a priority as per your husband.
Yeah,
But
you can
if
live
you
in the same
uh,
station. And the same case
yeah,
with the civil servants as well. Yeah.
But with the civil servants, it's a bit problematic because sometimes you are posted in somewhere else. Like I've got a very close friend of mine, and she's a doctor, and she was asked to serve in some remote area, and her husband was in Islamabad, so they had to live,
So
and
that's a
her
very
husband
good
was very
ideal
cooperative.
situation if they are posted in the same area and the same station.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but that obviously there are a lot of issues in that also. It's not the ideal case always. If you're going into that field, then you need to be mentally prepared that there would be times that you need to go somewhere else and your husband would be somewhere else, and then you need to
Yeah.
think where you have to keep the children.
So you should be mentally prepared for
So
such
that
kind of
is, but that
situations.
the you need to be prepared, and
Yeah.
but the best part about is that you get the service for your whole life, and it's like a full lifetime guarantee that you don't get anywhere else of your jobs in terms of your job security and the perks and facilities you get when you get yourself attached with the defense sector. Obviously that adds a lot of value to it. If you are
Exactly.
secondly, I just missed one point that if you
Mhm.
become a doctor, I wanted to say there that please, these days if you are simply an MBBS or simply a BDS doctor, a dentist, that doesn't mean that you have like ended that story. That is in fact the beginning of a story, because these days you need to do specializations,
Yeah.
and if you haven't done specialization, like you won't be a very reputed doctor. You, if you need to practice, if you need to earn name, if you need to work in hospitals, you need to study more and more. So
All
you
right.
need to have
So
that
if you
passion.
completed the MBBS and after that further you have to specialize in a mean to say in the
Yes, you
different
need to.
areas. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
and
Okay. And
it's
what
like
about
the
the
next five,
other
10 years you will
areas?
be struggling.
Maybe we are missing one area, which is lawyers, and many females
There
are
are,
basically entering into that profession as well. So it is a very
it
good
is,
profession.
it is indeed a very, very good profession. But for that, if you are thinking, because in fact my niece, she herself wanted to go in this field, but for that I think you need to have few skills. First of all, you need to have excellent communication skills. You
Mm-hmm.
need to have good analytical skills, and then
Mm-hmm.
you need to have judgment also, a sense of judgment, that who is
So
right and who is
Miss
wrong, and
Amna,
some.
you got a very good communication skills. Why you didn't go to that profession?
I
Yeah.
was actually, I just wanted to go in the side of business, and I just loved
All
that, doing
right.
that. So I didn't give a second thought to it.
All right.
So that's why. But I think you need to have such kind of skills, and how you need to manage the people, because it's only about having a great knowledge. And then,
Mm-hmm.
you need to communicate that. You need to be very critical when you are talking, and you need to be very, in fact, you need to be a good listener as well. If you're
Yeah.
only talking,
Exactly.
you're not listening, so it's not going to do it.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
need to have that, and plus in the case of law also, you need to be
Mm-hmm.
it's like a phase of constant learning. For every case you need to prepare. For every like case, you need to know facts, and you need to have a very good memory, because you need to know the facts and the numbers and the all the numbers for that. So for that you need to have a good memory, and you should be up for studying the whole life, because
All
it's not
right.
like you have done 5 years and it ends.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
again, a
Okay.
challenging field.
So, what are
Yeah.
the other professions? Basically, I'm thinking about the boys as well. That we are talking more about girls, and we are missing the boys, and we are not talking about them. Then, what are the different professions for the boys that they can choose, and they can be successful in their professions?
There, like we have already talked about medical, engineering, and chartered accountants, there are also
All right.
many other professions as well. Number one, I would like to talk about as being a pilot.
Oh,
It's an
great. Yeah.
excellent and exciting
So Air
job, and
Force,
I
yeah,
think
they can join GD pilots just like are the they
G-
can, yeah. So go to the mean to say
yes,
the
but
different
for
private
GD pilot,
companies and they can join the
yeah,
aviation. Yeah.
like, so there are first, if you go talk about from the point of view of defense, it's like joining an army or air force, because army also has the aviation wing, so you can join that as well. But I was talking about the private pilots. You can be a helicopter pilot, you can be a fixed wing pilot, and then you can operate on the commercial airlines, and then there are so many helicopters, and you can fly over that.
Mm-hmm.
But for that you need to be have a strong passion for flying. Only those, I think, they can
Exactly.
excel in this field
You
if
should
you
be
have a
very
strong
daring.
passion for flying. You should be daring. Plus, if you are not joining an army and if you want to become a pilot, it's really very expensive. You need to join a school, a flying school, and they
Mhm.
charge very much from you.
All
So
right.
you need to spend 3 years and you need to fly a couple of hours, which is very, very, very expensive. And I think very few people can afford that. But if you can, you can go there, and I think that's a very challenging and a
Basically,
very
Miss Amna, that
fascinating field for
in this
boys as well.
particular channel, in this particular, the basic purpose of this particular channel, that I want, or basically my team want to equalize the education system, that the same kind of opportunities we should have for every child. So there
Yeah.
should be some kind of opportunities, just like as you have mentioned, that that particular profession is for the rich people. So it should not be like that. If the student has really a courage, if the student has a talent, is if the student mean to say passionate for that profession, so there should be a kind of sport for that student.
Yes, but obviously those who cannot afford the private levels, the army is one of the best channels for them, and they can go into army if they're able to pass the test and if they're able to clear the training. Army is the best institution for them, and they can excel in their fields. And I think that is the best for boys because they get settled at the age of 23, 24. They get all
All
the
right.
facilities
Yeah.
with all the
Yeah.
perks.
Good.
So this was the for the private thing was an option for those who do not want to join the army or who are not selected in the
Just like
army.
we have the medical universities, private medical
Exactly.
universities, basically those who
And
can't qualify in the government universities, so they can spend the money and can become the doctors and all those kind of things. All right. Okay.
exactly.
So, Ms. Amna, at the end, if you want to say something to the students of age 16, 17, those who are growing and want to choose some profession, so what do you want to say? What do you want to mean to say, suggest them?
I would suggest them that the students who are at the age of 16, 17, just listen to your heart, what your heart says, where you want to be in the next 10 years of your life, where you have always dreamt
Then they
that
will
you
not
want to
listen to the
achieve this.
teachers. They will not listen to the parents. They will not listen to the elders.
I think
So,
I think a good teacher and a good parents would always listen to the heart of their student and their child. And
exactly.
I think this goes hand in hand. A teacher needs to understand because there's few students who would get an A in maths and they would get a C in English or in science. So you need to understand what is the strength of my student. Everybody cannot get A in maths and everybody cannot get A in English. Some are good at language and some are good with math, some are good with the engineering, some are good analytical skills. So these things change from
And
mindset
some
to
can go to the
mindset.
sports as well.
Sports is very, then MBA is also a very challenging field, and a lot of people join that, and they can either come up with marketing. And these days marketing manager have so many good jobs and so many good options in multinationals, and you can get very good jobs there. Plus you have the finance field in marketing also. You can expertise have get if you are good in stakeholder management and you like talking to people and dealing with having mentoring training, and then you can join the HR field. And then project management, I think these days it has gained immense importance, and I have myself have done MS in that in the recent years. And I think that is a very good field. You need to be a good decision maker, you need to have again the good communication and analytical skills. Plus you need to know how you need to take the risk and a risk taker, and then calculating before taking the risk that what are going to be the contingency plans for that. So there is a wide list of careers and professions. For students, my advice
But
is that
anyhow,
just
at the end, I want to say one thing, that a genius person is a 99% hard worker and a 1% intelligent. So the basic thing is the hard working. So
yeah,
whatever the profession that you want to join, you should be ready to do the hard work. So this is all
exactly.
about the career counseling program. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Ms. Amnazadi. So nice of you.
Thank you so much. My
Take care.
pleasure.
Take care.